the Skit Guys Podcast, starring Tommy Woodard and Eddie James. And now, two guys who knew Bigfoot before he got all super famous and stopped returning their calls. The Skit Guys.
Hey, we're back.
Hey, podience.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm Tommy.
I'm Eddie.
This lady with us is...
I'm Jen.
Hey.
She's a great coordinator, isn't
fantastic.
she? I hope one day she gets booted up to producer.
I'm talking to HR about it now.
Are you?
Yeah.
I feel like I was a producer, so maybe I've been demoted?
I don't know that we have proof of that.
I don't know. You know what I love about November?
What?
I mean, things are just happening.
Things are happening.
I love November.
The weather is crisp.
It's happening.
When you step outside, it's like biting into a fresh apple.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine what later on November is going to be like? I mean, when the trees are really changing color. I know in some states it's already happening,
It's going
right?
to be beautiful.
But I live in Texas. It's still dry.
Yeah, your trees go from green to dead.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. But
I have a question.
Yeah.
I was just talking about biting into a crisp apple.
yes.
In the fall, which made me think of bobbing for apples.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep.
Who thought, like, having children shove their head in a bucket of water when it's cold out was a good idea? I'd like to know the history of where bobbing for apples came from.
That's very interesting.
Yeah. Because you don't bob for apples in the summertime, which would make sense. It's hot out.
It would
cool
seem
off
like
your
a
head while
summer
you're bobbing,
activity, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Who wants to bob for an apple?
I do. It's so hot out.
Gosh, I'll drink some of the water.
Oh, yes.
Well, think about this. You didn't think about this as a kid. All these kids putting their face and mouth and saliva,
snotty
all
noses
in this water,
and you didn't care.
Trying to nudge around, trying to grab it.
gross.
Yeah.
They're in there. They're in there for a while.
That's a lot of germs.
A lot of germs. Jim,
I think bobbing for apples is what caused the plague.
or
I'll
one
have
of
to
the
go
plagues.
check it again.
One of the plagues. Yeah, for sure.
So I Googled the history of bobbing for apples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I haven't clicked on any of these because there are very many different
Oh.
supposed
Theories?
histories.
Stories?
Ha.
Wow.
According to Wikipedia,
Then this is true.
it must be.
Yeah.
The tradition of bopping for apples, I don't know why it says bopping instead of bobbing,
Don't know.
dates
Interesting.
back to the Roman invasion of Britain when the conquering army merged their own celebrations with traditional Celtic festivals.
Celtic.
The Romans brought with them the apple tree,
Yay.
a representation of the goddess of plenty, Pomona.
Pomona.
But then
My
Pomona.
Pomona.
Then later on another site, it says that it in fact began as a British courting ritual popular among young ladies and their potential beaux.
to bob their heads for an apple.
Weird.
That is weird to just, wow.
Weird. That's crazy.
it's
I
all
wonder if the
weird.
water was warm or cold back then.
It's a great question.
I wonder how it evolutionized. Because have you ever seen like at a Halloween party or a fall festival
Yes.
that
Or a trunk or treat.
trunk or treat, and you're looking at that trowel, and it's just nasty. What did I say? Trowel?
Trowel.
What is it?
Trough.
Trough.
I think a trowel is what
Trowel.
you use when you're
When
doing,
you're doing
cement.
Yes. Trough. But that thing is nasty. It
Yeah.
has hay in it.
Oh, yeah.
mean, there's stuff you can see, not to mention the things you cannot see.
And it's weird, too. You don't see bobbing for apples that much anymore. But it's not like it's gone away.
It's not, but it's probably a lot of what we're talking about. Like people going, that's
I don't
nasty.
know. And then, well, what you could do is just instead of using like water, you could use chlorinated water.
Ew.
Or just a big
bleached
tub of rubbing alcohol.
Oh, there you go.
And that way it
know-
would kill the germs.
There you go. And also
I'm going to
Seems
try
clean
that
some
next
wounds
time.
as well. If you got a
Right?
little scratch on your face or on your head.
Right?
Yeah, right. It's a twofer.
Right? Well,
a
you'd
twofer.
probably have a sore toofer after that.
Yeah, you probably would. Wow.
A lot of the kid Halloween parties that my kids went to, or
Yeah.
even like the school parties,
Yes.
they would do this fun thing where they would tie a string around a donut and
Yeah.
hang them from the ceiling.
Oh, that'd be so much better.
And then kids, they
Oh,
each get their
no.
own donut.
Oh, yeah.
But you have to
yeah.
try to eat the donut from the dangling string.
Okay. The next time you have a party for your kids and that happens,
Yeah.
do like jelly-filled donuts. That would be
How do you tie
fantastic.
the string?
Well, you
There's
just
no circle.
A string won't like make anything happen, but when they bite into
Yeah.
it, it will.
That's a great Halloween party because, like the jelly is kind of like the blood.
Yes.
Yeah. It gets really macabre really quick.
I'm gonna do that next year.
That would be fun.
I'm
That
gonna
would
do
be
that.
Fun. Halloween,
Wait, you know what? Well, yeah. I mean, in November you have turkey. Like, why not hang turkey legs up and try to eat them?
No, that would be gross. That
would be fun.
That would be gross.
Fun,
Gross.
greasy.
Well, so here we are.
Yes,
Audience members are listening.
it's November.
It's November.
It's crisp.
Just
out.
talked about Halloween. It's
We
crisp.
just finished bobbing for apples.
I think, Jen, do we have some? I know we have a phone call on this podcast.
Yep.
yeah.
And I think we have a fake friendship story that that a audience member wrote in about for us to do.
That we're gonna make up something
We're
too.
going to make up. And if you have stories that you want us, a fake friendship story that you have an idea for, send
We'll
it
do
to
it.
us at podience@skitguys.com.
Yeah, because you've heard all of our stories, so now we have to make stories
Yeah.
up.
PODIENCE at skitguys.com. So, yeah, if you ever want us to call us, email Jen at podience@skitguys.com. Let us know, what we would talk about, what's the story about, or if you got any fake friendship stories, we'd love to hear them.
That would be fantastic.
Fantastic.
For people who don't know, the fake friendship story is kind of an improv thing. So we don't actually want you to tell us the whole story that the guys are going
Right.
to share.
Oh.
We want little
Who,
snippets
what,
that
where,
they
when, how,
can.
why.
Yeah.
What you
Yeah.
give it at
Yeah.
improv,
Yes.
live event.
Yeah.
Okay, so were there some questions from our audience? That's a great way to usher in the fall, isn't it?
I think it is.
Yeah, Halloween's over. Let's
Well,
go into the holidays with just questions.
November is known as the inquisitive month.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that what the Farmer's Almanac says?
No, it goes
or-
back
Uh-huh.
when the Romans invaded Manhattan.
With Pomona.
There was, yeah.
Pomona was there.
Well, that's what they called horses.
Pomonas.
Yeah.
Got it.
And so they rode their pomonas across the Atlantic.
Ah.
And that's when they attacked Manhattan. And we have the War of 1812.
And that's
it
where the
was-
song My Pomona came in, which
Right.
later came My Sharona.
they would ride it.
Or My Bologna.
Oh.
My daughter likes that version.
Little
Look at Jen.
Weird Al.
Weird Al.
Look at Jen kind
know.
of flinging
Boom.
in the comedy there, huh?
And it all started with the Romans and their inquisitiveness. So let's answer questions.
I love that.
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy,
Yeah.
thanks for that.
Buddy, I've got a lot of made-up knowledge, and I like to share it.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what's the first question for our audience?
Well,
From our audience, I guess.
it's from, I believe they're audience people, but we've got them from Facebook or Instagram or YouTube. People just post
We
their
have
questions
social media
everywhere.
presence?
We do.
What?
I didn't know we had social media presence.
Jen coordinates it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yep.
she coordinates all
Social
of it.
media coordinator.
Glad she's
the
here.
Coordinating. Okay, so this is from J McCullough 5513
Oh,
on
Jay.
Instagram.
Yeah.
It's just the letter J, so I don't know what that
Oh,
actually
probably
stands
Jerry.
for. J McCullough.
Or Jerome.
A great scholar, Bob Wiley, once said, "There are two types of people in this world, those who like Neil Diamond and those who don't. Which one would you say you guys are?"
Boy, that's a
great question.
fantastic
That's a great question.
I know the answer for Eddie.
I like Neil Diamond.
Love.
Yeah. I don't know if love.
Would
but
you go see him in concert?
Here's what I would say.
Yeah.
When I heard that he stopped touring because he had something with his throat, he got MS. There was something he got.
Oh, man, I don't know. This
He
one-
got something.
South.
He got
It's
something.
got dark. Yeah.
Well, it's what happens. He got
It's
older.
life. Yeah.
And he stopped singing. When I heard that, I went, "Oh, I wish I would have."
So you would have.
Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
gone and heard him sing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
This is a good question. I have issues.
With Neil Diamond.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I don't want to have issues.
Crack
It's
the
not
roads,
his.
get on board.
Yeah, it's not his fault.
We're gonna ride till we ain't gonna ride no more.
There's a lot of weird Neil Diamond stories in my life. Like, so grew up, listening to his music.
Yeah,
Then when you and I were disc jockeys,
yeah.
one time I was announcing a song. It was like, I think I first started working at the radio station.
Yeah.
And I saw that I was getting ready to introduce a Neil Diamond song.
Yeah.
And it was just on those sheets of paper. I didn't know the song, And so I hit play, and as it's starting to play, I said, "Here's Neil Diamond with Holy Holy."
Oh, it's
and then I turn it off, and then I get a phone call, and this guy cusses me out because
messing it
it's
up.
holly holy. And so I'm like, oh. So when I hear Neil Diamond, I always think of that. But then the really worst one is like,
he was mean.
he was a Neil Diamond fan. It could have been you. But here's the thing.
It was.
Here's the one that just gets me, okay? And this is where I struggle.
Okay.
So I'm not really a singer, but I
You
can carry a tune.
You can sing.
I can carry a tune, right?
You can sing.
So there's a time in my life where I had to lead worship at my church.
Yeah.
And so I led worship for a few years, and then I went to a new church, and occasionally I would lead worship.
Yeah.
And my family went to this church. It's
Yeah.
the church I'm at now still.
Yeah.
And I would fill in when the worship guy was gone.
Okay.
And I did it a few times. And
But
then
you'd grab the guitar and sing.
Yeah. Which that's a whole nother story about the guitar. Because the last time I played it in public, this guy that played bass in the band who had perfect pitch said, "Have you been playing long?" And I never picked up the guitar again.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah. So, no, he was right, though. But
Oh.
this is the Neil Diamond issue.
Okay. So you're at the church. You're leading worship.
No, done.
Done.
Maybe a couple of days later.
Okay.
I'm talking to my sister.
Okay.
And she says, my sister Debbie.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, she says, "You know what? I figured out who you sound like when you lead worship." Oh, no. And I said, I'm thinking, Crowder.
Michael
like,
W. Smith, maybe.
Come on, somebody, I'll take it.
You take
right?
anything, right?
Yeah.
In
Dallas
that
Holmes.
spectrum, right?
Come on.
Oh,
yeah.
Dallas Holmes. Okay. Yeah.
And so she goes, "Neil Diamond." And then I started thinking about it. And I was like, I think she's right.
Wow.
And so I haven't led worship again
I've
since
never
then.
thought of that, buddy.
Yeah, it's that raspy thing that's in there sometimes, Yeah.
Well,
so I don't know.
buddy,
He's great, but
that's a
I just
compliment.
have issues.
Yeah.
No, nobody's ever said, "Man, I'd love for Neil Diamond to lead worship on this Sunday."
But he leads worship in a different way when they sing "Sweet Caroline."
Well, when they sing "Holy, Holy."
Okay, good question. All right, what's
Good
next?
question.
That was a good question. I like it.
Good.
So secretly, you are kind of Neil Diamond.
I am.
Secretly.
It sets off something inside me
Yeah.
that doesn't need to be there.
Okay, what else, Jen?
Go ahead,
Okay.
Coordinate
Jen.
something else, Jen.
Jen.
Let's take a little serious turn here.
Oh boy. Okay, let's do it.
Hang on.
Buckle up.
Okay.
Okay.
I
here
think
we
you
go.
guys can handle it.
All right.
Bethany N from YouTube wants to know.
Bethany Ann.
N. Sorry, just last
letter
initial.
N.
In. Can't know
Right,
who it
yeah.
is.
Bethany.
Yeah.
How should I respond when I'm being made fun of for being a Christian?
Ooh,
That's a great question.
that's a great question.
It's a great question. I'm Bethany. First of all, congratulations. Like Jesus said that you'd be made fun of. Like people didn't like him. They don't. Not so. I think, that's a great compliment.
Yeah, I would love to ask Bethany like 3 follow-up questions. What are they saying?
Yeah.
How did this come about?
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Yeah.
Not that any of that matters, but just give some, some context.
Yeah, because it's not. There's no blanket answer.
Right. Yeah.
Right. Because you are really good at saying. What is that saying that you say? It's really good. What is it that's like chewing gum?
Criticism or praise.
Yeah.
It's like chewing gum. You
Yeah.
chew it, you listen to it, you see if there's any truth to it, but
Yeah.
never swallow it. Yeah.
But I think that all of us as believers, if someone is criticizing us for something,
Yeah.
chew on that for a minute and ask the question, is there any truth to it?
Yeah.
Because we're human. We could be making a mistake, There could be something in there. Or there may not be anything in there,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the making fun of, I hope the making fun of would be, oh, so you're a goody two-shoe, so you're a Christian, you won't be doing this, instead of, you're a Christian,
Right.
and you call yourself a Christian. So, I mean, if it's the first category, yeah, like Tommy said, congratulations. I mean, you are being a different person.
Yeah.
The scripture says, the old is gone, and so your old life, the past, you're going to have people that won't necessarily buy into you. The people that will go, you're not going to change. You're no different. But when they see that change in you, I would just really encourage you, keep going, because part of that, being made fun of, or that persecution, so to speak, is people are seeing a difference in you. And here's the deal. you may be the only Bible someone may ever read, so do it justice. Your walk, your faith, the way you're changing, people are taking notice, and that's a really good thing. I would also encourage you, don't bow down to peer pressure. These people will not be in your life 5 years from now.
Right.
Don't bow down or cow down to, don't give them so much power that their insecure words are going to mold you into something that you're not now that you are a new creation. So be strong in the faith. The Spirit of the Lord is not of fear, but of power, love, and sound mind. And sound mind means in Scripture, no confusion. So don't be confused by their insecure taunts, because at the end of the day, if they don't deal with that, they're just going to be an insecure adult. So keep walking, keep stepping.
Yeah, I would. That is fantastic. I would add to that, when Jesus was asked what's the most important thing, he didn't say, be like this or act like this or whatever. All he said was love God. That's the most important thing. And the second one is like it, love everybody else. Mm-hmm. So I guess some more advice would be, whoever these people are, love them. You don't have to fix them. You don't have to change them. You don't have to hang out with them. But deep down somewhere, find a way to love them and hurt for them.
Yeah. And you great. And that there's two words at the end of that: love your neighbor as yourself.
Yeah.
I'm blown away in my walk with Jesus to go that those two words get negated all the time. Mm-hmm. I mean, because from the 80s to the 90s, it's almost that's a new age thing to love yourself, but it's not. It's right there. Jesus said it to a Pharisee, to a religious leader. Love others as you love yourself. So the implication is God created you, God made you. Love that.
Yeah.
You are unique. Don't forgo that. Don't sabotage that and mold into someone else. But love your neighbor as much as you realize how much God has loved you.
Yeah.
It's
a good word. Hope we helped you.
Yeah. We helped us.
Helped us.
All right, cool.
I'm learning to love Eddie when he makes fun of me.
Oh, buddy, I love you. I would never.
Thank you.
Crackling rose, get on. Turn on your hot light. Hey, everybody, good morning. Welcome to worship. My name is Tommy Woodard. Turn on your hard light.
See, I'm just loving you. I'm way over at the end of the table loving you.
In the middle of a young boy's dream.
Hurt people. Holy, holy.
There it is.
They're coming to the worship house.
Today. They're coming to a worship house. Today. My God, 'tis of thee. Today.
Sweet worship of liberty.
Today.
Of thee I sing. Of thee I sing.
Today. There's some guy at a sax.
Cracklin' Rosie, join the choir.
I mean, you, Rosie, right in the third row. Come on, Rosie.
Okay, so it's time for a podience phone call.
All right.
Or
Love
as we
it.
call it, a P call. We don't call it that. Never
no.
mind. Sorry. That was
Pod call.
pod
It's a
call.
pod
Pod call. Thank you.
It's
Pod call. Pod
Oh.
call.
Good, we've changed the name.
Pod call.
Acceptable.
Is that okay?
That's acceptable, yes.
Thank you. Pod
Thank you.
call. Who are we pod calling?
Whose turn is it to spin the wheel?
Oh,
Oh, I'll spin it.
you got it?
Yeah, here we go.
Here we go. Oh, man, that was a big spin.
Yeah, big
that was
Heavy
a
wheel.
big spin.
Right.
Still spinning.
Might
Still
be here a
spinning.
while.
Been working out.
Man.
Yeah, there's a lot of strength in those guns right there.
Ugh.
We may go get a soda and
I
come
know,
back.
while it continues to spin.
Right. Yeah.
Fantastic. Did it? Oh, it's going to land on Phil. No, it didn't land on Phil.
Oh,
What did it land on?
sorry, Phil. Hey, it's Ethan?
Ethan.
Oh, yeah, it's Ethan. No, that's it.
Ethan Allen.
I don't know that his last name is Allen,
Got it. Never mind.
but he is Ethan.
Ethan Hawke.
Yep. And since I know you guys like to know what coast people are from,
Yes.
he is from Canada,
Yes.
not on a coast.
Well, Canada has coasts.
He's not on a coast
Okay,
in
but I'm
Canada.
just saying Canada does have a
I didn't
coast.
say there are no coasts in Canada. Just
Well,
that he's not on one.
I think you insinuated that.
Okie dokie. I'm going to give Ethan a call.
All right. Where is he in Canada?
It would appear Ontario.
Ontario. Or as they say, Ontario. Ontario.
Ontario.
Usually they roll their R's in Canada. Ontario. And a lot of people don't know, it's hard to call Ontario now.
It is.
Yeah.
Oh,
There we
okay.
go. We've
We're
got
on.
a call going to Ontario. Dialing.
Hello there. You've reached the mailbox of Ethan.
Oh, that was quick. Hey, Ethan, this is Tommy.
Ethan, Eddie, Skid Guys here. We just wanted to say hi. Sorry we missed you.
We were just calling to chat.
Yeah, see what was up. You're one of our podience members, and, we're so thankful for that. So
So thankful.
we hope you're doing okay.
Keep listening to the podcast because
Yeah.
you'll be on it. Your voicemail will be.
Yeah, and we'll just try again.
We'll try
just
again. We'll try again.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, love ya. Oh,
Love you.
I don't
That's what we
even know him that well.
Yeah. Oh, this is.
Okay.
I hope he feels.
You're.
Yeah, you're awesome.
See, bye.
Bye, buddy.
Huh. Ethan, not there. Or Ethan's like me. He doesn't answer strange phone numbers.
Yeah, totally.
Strong
Yes.
possibility.
Yeah.
If I don't have your phone number in my phone,
Right.
not talking.
Mine's in your phone. And it's blocked or something.
We probably shouldn't talk about that
Oh, okay.
on the
Okay.
podcast.
How about I try Ethan one more time?
You want to try Ethan one more time?
We can try one more time.
We can try one more time. See what happens. Maybe we should send him a text and say, "This is the Skid Guys," because now he's gonna think it's an emergency. He's listening to the voicemail right now.
Hey.
Hello,
Ethan!
Ethan.
Yep.
Hey, this is Tommy.
And Eddie.
Hey.
What's up, man?
Not much. Just on my lunch break.
Fantastic. Are you in a hurricane?
No. It's just windy outside.
And go ahead.
Inside, or did you say outside or inside?
I'm outside. It's windy outside, but I'll go inside.
Oh, you're fine. Okay, all
There
right.
you go. Is that better?
Yeah, that's a lot better. Yeah. So where do you
All
work?
right, awesome.
What's your job?
I'm a high school student, so I don't have a job.
Oh, you said lunch break.
Yeah, lunch break. I guess that does make sense.
Yeah. Lunch break. I guess I heard lunch break and I thought like he's at a job working somewhere.
He's at the steel mill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taking a break with his sack lunch.
How old are you? You sound like you could have a job and be on a lunch break.
Yeah, I'm actually only 15, but I sound a lot older.
Yeah,
Wow.
you do.
Yeah, bud.
Yeah, that's a gift.
Well, what are you having for lunch today, Ethan?
I had some chips, a roast beef sandwich, and a pop.
Nice chips. Are you sure you're not working at a steel mill?
Roast beef sandwich and a pop.
Yeah, that's the meal of a steel worker.
Ethan, are you
Pretty
30?
much, I actually have manufactured.
He's.
Sorry, what are you saying?
Go ahead.
Oh no, fine. I was just saying you are manufacturing and education, so it's
right.
fantastic.
That's awesome.
Excellent work. No, you're in Ontario. Is that correct?
Yes, I am.
Whereabouts?
Belleville.
Oh.
Have you ever been to one of our shows?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't yet, but you guys are coming.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Okay, cool. So we'll get to meet you.
I go to Cousin Bruce's church.
Yeah, fantastic. That's awesome. So we'll recognize you. You're the 15-year-old that looks 30?
I look more like 20.
Ah, okay. I'll take that.
Oh, okay.
Another gift.
All right. Hold up a
My
roast
dad
beef.
actually just came down here in January. He's the new youth pastor. So
Oh, that's fantastic, dude. We're looking forward to meeting you. What, if you don't mind me being a little nosy, what kind of pop did you drink today?
pardon?
What kind of pop did you drink today?
An orange crush. That's what we had.
Oh,
It's nice.
Hey, Ethan, my wife has a recipe for orange sherbet that is made with orange crush.
Oh, that sounds
It's
good.
really good. You'd like it.
I bet.
Hey, Ethan,
My
I
favorite pop is still in the States, though.
Ah.
Mellow Yellow. Not in Canada, unfortunately.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Well, those things happen.
Yeah. Hey, Ethan, how did you become a podience member? How long have you been listening to our podcast?
When the podcast, I forget what it's called now, Cowboys and Other Aspirations We Want to Be as Kids, I think that's what it's called.
Oh, yeah?
It's around 2018.
Wow.
I was looking for Skit Guy stuff on iTunes, and I found your podcast on there, and I started listening to it. And I listened to all of them several times.
Oh,
Buddy,
what?
I'm so sorry.
Ethan?
That's a lot of nonsense.
Oh, my goodness, buddy. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Was that, after listening to him several times, was that when your voice started sounding more mature?
Yes, I think it was Tommy that did it.
Yeah?
Smoker voice.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Thank you so
Amen.
much.
Amen. Hey, Ethan, what is one thing that listening to our podcast, they've helped you mature? If you got one thing, what's one thing that's been like, because of their podcast,
That's a stretch.
I have matured in this way?
That's a stretch.
Really reading the Bible. I'll listen to your podcast. You guys will say Bible verses, and I'll read like that whole chapter over like a week or something.
Wow.
So yeah, when I listen to you guys talk about reading the Bible, it encourages me to read it more.
That's awesome.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
that's such a compliment.
You encouraged us. Thank
Yeah.
you, man. Wow. That's very sweet.
Good night. Didn't see that coming.
Didn't see that one
That
coming.
caught me off guard.
Yeah, that was a curveball right there. That's awesome. Okay, so Ethan, we're going to see you at one of our shows in Belleville, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, here's what we're going to do.
Here's what we're going to do.
I want you to bring a roast beef sandwich and hold it up. That way we'll know it's you, okay? Or an orange crush.
Okay.
Your choice.
Yeah.
Orange crush
Yeah.
or a roast
Alright.
beef sandwich.
Orange Crush is probably less messy.
Okay. And we're going to give you that night, we're going to give you just a bunch of swag from our table, okay?
Awesome.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. I love it.
Dude, I hope that you have a fantastic day today. You've made our day. Thanks for spending some time talking to us.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. We'll see you soon.
Yep, see ya.
Okay, bye.
Good day. See what I did.
Bye. Hey,
That's great.
take off, eh?
Hey, take off, you hoser.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
That is fantastic.
That was so sweet.
That is, I did not see.
Yeah.
Like you throw this stuff out there and
Yeah.
you're having fun and you don't think anything of it,
Right.
and then somebody says, "I read the Bible more."
Yeah.
For those of you who aren't in the room and couldn't see their faces, which is all of you, seriously, when he said that comment about reading the Bible more, Tommy's mouth fell open and Eddie looked like he
Yeah.
was going to cry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my mouth was
Yeah.
agape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It really is you just don't, I don't know how to put it in words. I know growing up, I would listen to Louis Giglio, we didn't have podcasts and you couldn't grab people's sermons or
Yeah.
any of that kind of stuff. I mean, if you
No.
heard it, you heard it, right?
you might have got it on cassette if you were lucky.
If you were lucky.
Yeah.
If you were lucky, or a CD in the,
Right.
late 90s, early
Yeah.
2000s, something like that. But it was those things you would sit there, you would take notes,
Yeah.
and you'd go back and you'd go, no, what was said? What did he say?
Yeah.
What did she say?
Yeah.
And you would try to look at scripture and you would look it up. But that's really encouraging.
Gosh, that's fantastic.
I love that.
I love that. What a great call.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yes, I like this guy.
Just having his sandwich, sack lunch.
Yeah, soda pop.
I still think he might be 35 and working in a steel mill.
Yeah. He went outside the steel mill to went outside the mainframe of whatever they're building
Yeah,
out there
yeah.
in Ontario.
Because for real, when you were 15, do you think you ever had like a roast beef sandwich,
No,
chips,
no.
and an orange crush?
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy's 30.
He's 30. At least 30.
But we look forward to meeting him in Belleville, and
We'll see.
We'll give him a Laugh More shirt and whatever else he wants.
Will it not be hilarious if a guy holds up an orange crush can and he's wearing a hard hat? And
would be
he's about
awesome.
35.
Or any of our podience fans that live in Belleville, and they all just
They
come
all
with
bring
hard
Orange
hats
Crush.
and Orange Crush cans.
That's a lot of swag.
And we have no idea who the real Ethan is.
Oh, it's fantastic.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
that would be a moment.
Yeah.
Sounds like a challenge, Belleville.
I love it.
Well, if you're listening, Belleville, we will be there December 1st.
Excuse the interruption.
Pardon the interruption.
I feel bad.
I can't even tell you how I feel.
There are people loving this conversation and
we're
then
interrupting it.
yeah, because Jen, the producer, is like, you need to do this. You need to do
That
this.
sounds just like her.
You need to
That's
do this.
crazy.
Well, she has braces.
You nailed it.
You need to do this.
Now
You
we're getting
need to
too
do
personal.
this.
Now we're too personal.
Yeah. So well, this is what we know. You're listening to the podcast and
Yeah.
you're going, those guys have
Whoa.
silky smooth voices.
Yeah. Why aren't they on radio? Why can't I hear them on the radio?
You know, I think I want some more of that.
Right?
Right? Well, we have some options.
Maybe you're going, I wonder what they look like. I wonder what they look like when they talk their words out of their mouth.
Well, we got some options for you. You can go to skitguys.com and watch all the videos that you want.
Anytime you want.
But if you want them like in a package deal,
If you have access to the internet.
the intraweb,
Right.
you can go to YouTube and watch them. We
Right.
also have a TV show called Ask Tommy and Eddie.
We have
or
a YouTube show,
Right.
called Ask Tommy and Eddie. You were on the right page there. Go to YouTube, look up Ask Tommy and Eddie.
We also have a TV show called Laugh with the Skit Guys.
Right. And
Yes.
that, if just go to your DVR and search for Laugh with the Skit Guys.
Skit Guys.
I know it's on Juice TV.
It's on Paraguay TV.
I think it's on
Canada's TV.
Yeah.
It's on a lot of things.
The last time I checked, it was on the CW.
Just look it up.
Yeah.
Skit Guys.
Hey, we love spending time with you. Now back to more of our
Silky smooth voices. Well, Jen, what else is next?
Yeah, can we transition to something fun? Because the serious is getting to me.
Well, that was just sweet of what he said.
Very nice.
Just sweet.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we actually do have another segment we could incorporate here, and it actually involves Ethan, your new friend.
Fantastic.
What? Okay.
Yes.
This
All
is
right.
where they listen to us eat a roast beef sandwich
And drink a pop.
drink an orange crush.
Drink a
Yes.
soda pop.
Excellent. This should be fun for everybody.
Actually, Ethan submitted a fake friendship story a long time ago. I think when we first did
Okay.
these, and we've been holding on to it.
Great.
Fantastic.
So, for this fake friendship story, I want you guys to
Oh,
go back.
wait. I'm so nervous because I really like Ethan right now.
Bro, we got to do well.
No. What if his idea isn't very good?
Oh, well.
I mean, I think it's good enough to give it to you.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
All right, let's give it a shot.
Okay.
right.
We'll see.
So I want you guys to think back to that time when you were actors in Star Wars playing stormtroopers,
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that was a good time.
and Mark Hamill had something in his teeth.
Gosh. Yeah. Okay.
These guys repeat themselves a whole lot.
Now it's time for a fake friendship story.
Well, I guess it's time tell our audience a story.
This one goes way back.
It really does, buddy.
Yeah.
We right out of
1976 or 77 when we were.
76,
Is that right?
77, yeah, something
Because the release was 78.
like- so we weren't 7 or 9. but-
No, we were grown adults.
Yeah, we were adults.
Grown
yeah.
adults.
And we've been friends for a really long time.
Yeah, we'd moved to England to try and become actors.
Right, because that's where it was at.
Hollywood just seemed really too busy.
It seemed a little.
I didn't think we could
beneath.
stand out. Yeah.
We wanted to be classically trained actors.
Yeah.
Right.
So I had been studying at Stratford upon Avon, classic Shakespeare. Where was it you had been studying?
Well, I was in a master class with Michael Caine.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it
That's
wasn't.
right.
It wasn't even a school. I don't even know how I got involved with Michael Caine, but he was young back then.
Right.
And there was about 15 of us, and it was every day sitting in front of the master's feet. And that's not to take anything away from theology or biblical stuff, but it
Oh,
was
no.
just,
And in the Bible, the term master is used many different times.
Right.
Sometimes
So-
for Jesus, sometimes for masters.
right.
Yeah.
So it really was just this master class sitting with Michael Caine and just listening to him talk and share about acting. It was amazing.
Do you remember anything that you learned from Michael Caine?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Other than take every script that comes your way?
That's funny you say that. He would talk about that a lot, about, if he gets the chance throughout his lifetime to take as many scripts as he could, he was going to do it. He was going to do it, And he would always give us that look and go, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I will. And we would just laugh and go, oh, Mr. Caine, that's so funny. He did say one
Did he
thing.
sound like Forrest Gump?
Huh?
Did he
Michael
sound
Caine?
like Forrest Gump?
A little bit, yeah.
Well,
That's
a lot of
strange.
people have said Michael Caine is the British Forrest Gump.
Is the British Forrest Gump. Yeah.
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 Okay, just checking. Go ahead.
So my British accent sounded like Forrest Gump. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Jenny. We like peas and carrots. I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. I guess so. Anyway, I hope he doesn't listen to this. He is one of my mentors, and anyway, he said to. I remember we were all doing improvs one day, and I was just so shy. And he looked at me and was like, "No, that's not the way we do it. No,
That's better.
that's not the way it happens."
Yeah.
And he grabs me and he says, look at me. And I didn't want to look at him because I was so scared. And he said, Eddie, look at me. And my eyes went up to him, and it was just like, boom.
Boom.
I got it.
Yeah.
I got it. There was
Yeah.
no words,
Yeah.
but I understood.
Yeah.
And that's what I think when I called you on the telly, because it was so crazy. We were calling it the telly.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
I called you on the telly.
we'd been there for a while, so
Right.
we kind of got the
Right.
lingo down.
And then we realized, wait, the telly was the television and not the telephone.
Right.
And they were making fun of us the whole time.
Exactly. Exactly.
No, we learned so lately. But I called you on the telly,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
and I said, hey, there's this movie called Star Wars. Do you want to go do it?
Right.
And you would always be like, stop talking like that, but I couldn't help it.
Right. And
Because I was with the master.
Yeah. And it was one of those things because you said Star Wars.
Right.
And I was like,
Star Wars.
I
sound
don't-
like that.
yeah.
Star Wars.
I don't know who's in it.
Right.
Right?
And there were no names.
Well, there was one, and that's what sold me.
Okay.
That's what sold me.
Obi-Wan.
Because,
Yeah.
you were like, oh, this, no, it's just
Guinness?
new. It's fresh,
Mr. Guinness?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, it came down to you going, well, Alec Guinness is in it.
Right.
And I was like,
Sir Alec. I think I said Sir Alec Guinness.
yes,
Sir
yes.
Alec
Probably so.
Yeah.
Whether he had been knighted or not at that point, I don't know.
It was
but,
going to happen.
But yeah, and I was like, wait a second, Sir Alec Guinness is going to be in this,
Right.
and it was like I was overwhelmed because I'd seen him in other great movies.
Well, we went-
he was, I remember watching him in Dr. Zhivago and just being blown away. Lawrence of Arabia,
Right. We saw him in the stage play of Oh my, where is my scarf?
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, he was so good.
And you don't even, in that show, what blew me away was I couldn't even follow the story. But the last line, when it's just a spotlight on him, and he says, oh my,
Where is
my scarf?
Right.
Blackout.
Right.
I'm like Niagara Falls.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was like Michael
Yeah.
Caine saying, "Look at me."
Right.
There was so many things we learned.
Yeah.
back
So
in
when I
jolly
knew
old
that, Alec, as we call him after working with him, Alec
Right.
was in there, I was like, I'm in.
England. Right.
So
I
we-
think you looked at me in that small theater.
Yeah.
After lights went out.
Right.
And you leaned into me, and said, "Buddy, I'm in."
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So we went and auditioned. Needless to say, we got no,
Got
we didn't get
stormtroopers.
I mean, it's not like we got a major role or anything,
Right.
or even a speaking role.
Right. Well, but and I think they numbered us. Like all the stormtroopers were numbered. You were like 500 ST 577.
Is it 577? 5ST57. Yeah, I think that's right.
I think
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like
yeah.
ST 876.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
you remember that Death Star scene where all of us had to march out there?
Oh, my stars. And you struggled because of the tempo of marching.
Well, you had to
Yeah.
left, right,
Yeah, left, right,
I can't carry a tune, and I sure have no coordination in dancing.
That was a challenge.
Right.
And there is, I mean, Podience, you can go back and watch it. It's probably, you have to look close
Vader-
because it is that really big, wide shot.
Wide shot.
But you'll see a stormtrooper that is
Can't-
supposed to be going left, right, but he's going right, left.
I was so
It's
yeah.
so, and you don't catch it.
Right.
Like in 76, 77, when they're editing it,
Yeah.
they don't see it.
Right.
But now you can go back and watch it in
can
slow
see it.
motion and see it. It's very funny.
Do you remember the producer? I don't know if it was the producer or the director. ST-876. ST-876. Left, right, left, right.
Yes.
So embarrassed. So embarrassed.
Well, I tell you what was crazy was, and this made me jealous.
Yeah.
This made me jealous because everybody wants something. But when they pull you aside and they're talking to you while we were filming in that desert, and the next thing I know, you get to say, these are not the droids we're looking for.
That was a great moment for me.
I was so stinking jealous
But
of you.
Tommy, honestly,
Yeah.
when the producer grabbed me aside, ST-876,
Yeah.
and I turned my head and I looked at him, buddy, it was the eyes. Even though I had the Stormtrooper mask on,
It was still the eyes.
it was the eyes. And
So
I
really,
think
it was Michael Caine.
it was Michael Caine working through what I've learned sitting at his feet in the master class. And when I turned my Stormtrooper mask to the producer,
Yeah.
it was almost like I was saying, these are not the droids you're looking for. There was just something there, and he goes, you're the guy.
Yeah.
So I always feel bad. Even after all these years, I feel bad.
No.
Because I know you wanted that.
Well, and this is the thing that
I know you wanted it.
No. You know what? And this is a good example for everybody in life. A good life lesson is like when that happened. It's like my buddy's gone.
Oh.
It's just it's what you always think. You know.
Yeah, you thought I was about to be on the red carpet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember I was sitting there. It was on one of those retainer walls that was right next to the facade of Luke's house.
Right.
And Jack Purvis came up.
Jack Purvis.
Do you remember Jack?
Was that Luke's dad?
No. He was the Chief Jawa. Jack
the
Purvis.
Chief Jawa.
Yeah. Jack Purvis. Yeah, Jack.
They call him Jackie.
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 Yeah, that's true. They did call him Jackie.
Jackie.
Jackie came up, and
Was he in the Jawa outfit?
Yeah. But he had the hood back,
okay.
so you could tell it was,
It was Jackie.
And I remember,
I miss him.
yeah, he was like, hey, this doesn't end things for you two. And I was like, what? I didn't even know he knew.
He just knew.
He just knew. He's like, this doesn't end things for you two. And I wasn't listening to him. And then he took that prod that they use on the
the
R2,
Yeah.
and he stuck me with it. I pooped a little, but it got the point home.
you do it.
I knew.
Okay.
At that point, yeah.
I'm going to tell the audience though.
Yeah.
Here's the deal, audience. Don't feel bad for him because Tommy got to be in the scene with Luke Skywalker when he was being crushed in that little vent area.
Yeah, but you can't even see me.
Huh?
You can't see me. That's how you can't even see me.
You were underwater though. They used you to pull, right? To pull
Yeah.
Harrison Ford's leg and Luke Skywalker's leg under.
Yeah.
You had a big job because you had to hold your breath and pull them under.
I also got a bloody nose because Harrison Ford kicked me in the face.
Okay.
And no apology. Very Harrison. No apology.
He just looked
I
at-
was in the way in his mind.
In his mind, yeah. And he just started out too. Okay, but we're all after that scene. You're a wet mess. I come to give you they gave all the stormtroopers like little towels.
Yeah.
Little towelettes.
Yeah.
When you sweat, you take off your mask.
A moist towelette.
I gave you my towelette, and I said, "Hey, clean yourself up, buddy, because you kind of stink."
It's true.
And Carrie Fisher was walking around, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
all thought, But Luke, Mark Hamill comes and sits by us. We're eating roast beef sandwiches that day.
Yeah.
I think there was a soda pop.
Yeah.
And it was so crazy. He had lettuce on his roast beef sandwich.
Yes.
Well, it was just weird. It's like,
Yes.
And I think I looked at you and I was like, oh my, right?
Right.
Yeah, it's like, oh my, that's a
Because nobody does that.
Nobody does that,
Yeah.
right, no.
And for the record, nobody else got lettuce.
Right.
I mean,
nobody
yeah.
had lettuce
Yeah,
except him.
Yeah.
And he is chomping on that roast beef sandwich with lettuce.
Yeah.
And we're in his company, right? I mean, he's like the lead, right?
Yeah.
So-
But at some point, do you remember, like we're talking after, I don't remember what we shot. And it's like, it doesn't matter. Nobody's going to see this.
right.
Nobody's
going to see this movie.
Nobody's going to see it's a space movie.
Space opera.
It's
Space
a
opera.
space opera. Yeah. And that was the thing when George would be like, it's a space, like he'd get fed up with
Guys,
something
this
and
is
go,
a space
we're making
opera.
a space opera.
Guys,
or
yeah.
somebody would be like, that's too over the top. And he'd be like, nothing's over the top in an opera.
Do you remember what he could be like, guys, you've seen all my children. You've seen all the soap operas that
Yeah.
are on. This is the same thing, but
Yeah.
it's called a space opera.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was like, at that point, I'm like,
What?
ain't nobody seeing this.
Right.
This is, one and done.
Right.
Nice
One
to
and
meet
done.
you.
That's what you'd say.
Yeah.
One and done. You'd say it real loud. One and done.
Yeah,
And
you'd be
be like,
like,
who said that? Who
Go
said
back,
that?
Go back to making 50s movies.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Like the American Graffiti.
Right. Yeah. Man. Didn't know.
Luke was smiling and laughing about some joke. I think
You
he
mean
had.
Mark?
I think he had. Yeah, Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
you
he
just
had
went
like
right
a-
back into character, didn't you?
Huh?
You just sunk back into character. You were a stormtrooper. It's still in there. You referred to him as Luke.
I
Like,
did.
That's
I did, 'cause
crazy.
you
It's
called
in
him-
there.
Yeah, you called him. Yeah, well,
Man.
Michael Caine.
I know.
But he had a Batman and Robin comic book he was reading.
Mark Hamill did?
Mark Hamill at lunch. He would put it in his back pocket.
Yeah.
And he's like, the Joker, man. The Joker's the most awesome character of all. The Joker,
Yeah.
you know.
And you're like, the Joker, it's
Whatever.
about Batman
It's
and
about
Robin.
Batman and Robin. It's like,
Yeah.
no, man, you guys aren't getting it. It's about the Joker.
Yeah.
And he starts to do the Joker laugh.
Yeah.
You know. And all we saw, and we were so embarrassed for him
Yeah.
because he has like green lettuce in his teeth.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
Yes!
And what did you say, buddy? What did you say? He's doing the whole Joker thing. We're like, who cares
Yeah.
about the Joker, right? The Joker will never be anything, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then I started to play on it and was like, oh, have you read the episode where the Joker has all that lettuce in his teeth?
Oh, and
and
like,
he's thinking like, oh, I haven't seen
I haven't
that
seen
one.
that.
What's that about?
Yeah, I haven't seen.
You
What
know?
number comic book is that? Right?
Yeah. And then at some point he's like, because you may not know it, I love lettuce. And we're all like, oh, do you?
Still to this day, what scene is it in Star Wars? There's is it where he has the lightsaber and is in the Millennium Falcon? He's trying to hit that little orb thing. There is one scene you have to freeze frame it, but you can see the lettuce in the teeth. We tried. We tried to tell him lettuce in the teeth.
Is that when it? That was when it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
go
That's
back.
exactly right.
Buddy, I'm so thankful for our friendship
Oh,
and the
fact
things
that
we've gotten to do.
yeah, and the fact that we got to be in Star Wars
Yeah, love it.
is crazy.
Tommy,
great.
Tommy,
Yeah.
Tommy,
Yes,
look at me, Tommy.
I'm looking.
Look at me, Tommy.
Yes.
You've got the stuff, Tommy. You've got the stuff.
Now you're just messing with me.
No, Tommy, look at me. You've got the stuff, Tommy.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, we went the way of David Prowse. They didn't need us anymore because we were under a helmet. So what are you gonna do?
There's our
Look
story.
at you now.
Yep, look at us
Right.
now.
Good times.
Good, Ethan. Thank you for bringing up that memory.
Thank you, Ethan.
Ethan.
It's a great reminder to realize the Force is with us always.
Yeah, the Force, God.
Thank you. That was a good transition.
All right. Well, this has been a great podcast.
Oh, fantastic.
Great questions from our audience.
Yeah.
Great call from our audience.
Yes.
And a great fake friendship story from our audience.
Man,
You can't beat that.
No.
For November. Starting at the month of November, you can't beat that.
this is the sad thing. Down the road, as I get older,
Yeah.
that's going to become a real memory. That's what's going to happen.
Eddie and I were in England.
In
He
England.
was under the guise of Michael
Tutelage.
Caine. And we end up talking like this. We're drinking Pico. We're drinking our Pico tea.
Your old man always likes Pico.
He loves Pico tea. Pico. All right. I love you, buddy.
Love you.
Good times.
Loved our time in England.
It was a good, jolly good time.
Jolly good
Jolly
time.
good time it was. Jen, any last thoughts that you have?
It's been a jolly fun podcast, guys. Thank you.
It's
Well-
about lunchtime. What are we going to have? roast
hungry.
beef
Soda?
sandwich.
Roast
Beef sandwich and a soda right now. Let's
a
do
pop.
it.
A
Oh,
pop.
pop. Sorry, pop. Yeah, pop. Roast beef
He's
sandwich and a
He's
pop.
a good Midwestern boy.
Yes, pop.
All right. Well, as they say in jolly old good old England, chip chip cheerio.
May the force be with you.
I said good day.
Well, no,
I said good day.
The Skit Guys podcast is brought to you by skitguys.com, where you can always watch their videos for free and peruse all things Skit Guys. Tune in next week for another thrilling episode of the Skit Guys podcast. Until then, live long and lie prostrate.